Yeah. Let the wordplay sit in the first place, written the verse stay, hitting the verse spray, splitting these first base, minions a curse day, missing the third day, risen the words they wishing they could be put in position. We run everything from the abs to the streets, just bask in the beats. These minuscule tags are only impacting at least. It's probably not an actual leash, you're just trying to react to the beats.
Hey guys, welcome to the lab. We are back with some more exclusive content. We are here with another episode of Sundaze with the Clink Room, joined by my good friend Donovan, Discord Donnie, Creature Zoid, Two Cap Couture,
all kinds of names. Yeah,
you got a lot of aliases, Donnie, but welcome.
Thanks, man. That's why when I have to count how many Clink Room hats I've been with, I have to go search for the town I live in. I can't search for a name.
Yeah, I when I was researching your portfolio, I had to open up two search windows. So I searched by Creature Zoid and then Two Capture Core.
Yeah.
Let's give a little breakdown to the people. So you are a collector first, I think. So you kind of got into the world collecting.
For sure. Yeah.
You got a little I don't know if bored is the right word, but like you kind of collected all the Braves hats you could, and you kind of shifted into collecting Clink. So let's talk about that a little bit. First off, what got you into hats, and then what brought you to the world of Clink Room?
I honestly, what got me into hats was when I was like 12 or 13 playing baseball, and my dad bought me every MLB team's home and away hat. So I had my head was a 7 3/8 back then. So I don't even have those anymore. But yeah, that's where it started.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then what made you find like what drew you to Clink Room?
Oh, I mean, I was collecting hats for a long time, but I didn't know there was an online space for it. So
yeah,
I think I was on YouTube. And I came across views from the vault, and I don't think that's where I saw Clink Room for the first time, but that's when I was like, holy shit, people are collecting hats like I do, and then that kind of led me to Instagram, and I probably saw it on Instagram. My first Clink Room hat, I always say, was Snapper Island, but I was looking at them before then.
Yeah. You were one of the original people that always showed support whenever we put out the Clink Room content for views. So we always appreciate you always adding your perspective and being involved within the community. Eventually that drew you into the world of collaborating with different artists and getting your work done. Kind of labeled as a concept artist, but I've seen some sketches. You can draw, so
I draw a little bit.
Yeah, I don't want to peg you into or put you in a box or anything like that. But you do have an expanding portfolio. Do you have a particular project that kind of sticks out to you? Anyone that like means more? Or
I mean, obviously, Songbirds is the big one, right? It's the first one.
Mm-hmm.
I thought about doing a Clink Room hat for at least a year, and my wife is a tattoo artist, so I would always suggest like little punny things for her to draw, but she's so busy, and eventually I was just like, I'll start drawing them. So one of the first ideas I had for an actual Clink Room was Songbirds, and it ended up being my first Clink Room hat. But and I would just draw stuff like the one you have on your head. Good looks, by the way. When I was bored, or I was trying to think of something funny, but I started drawing, specifically because of Clink Room ideas.
Yeah.
And now I have thousands of drawings, so many ridiculous drawings, but. Yeah, that's how it started. She didn't have time to do it for me, so I had to do it for myself.
I just remember kind of how long it really took you to break through. I feel like you kept submitting, you kept working at it. You always had really cool concepts and really good ideas and really good collaborative energy with a number of different artists. What do you say to the people, who might not necessarily feel it's fair or want to feel like their efforts aren't being appreciated, but you kept going. So that's one thing I noticed about you, that you didn't give up. So what do you say to those people?
I still don't. I'll complain and say, I'm going to give up. If like every Sunday, if I'm watching this show and I don't have one, I'm like, oh, why do I? But I can't stop. And I still buy other people's stuff. It's not like that. It's just, I mean, I continue to pour a lot into it, probably too much. But I love it. It's fun stuff. I think I've been turned down more recently because a lot more people and better, people are getting better. But yeah, you what do I say to people is you can't give up. Everybody gets frustrated. It is unfair because some people's ideas are better than yours, and so they're going to have an advantage. Some people are better at conceptualizing how something's going to look. Some people are better with colors. So yeah, it is unfair, but you're gonna know sometimes that you have a winner.
Yeah. Can you share some insights into your creative process when you're designing hats? Like, what do you approach? Like, how do you blend your personal style with kind of like what's like a good brand vision?
I don't know. Lately I've tried to get more into actually thinking about a logo, or how a logo would work. But how most of the drawings start for me is a name. So like very early on when I started drawing, I think in probably December of 2019 was probably my first, or 2020 maybe was my first drawing.
Yeah.
Maybe even later than that. But it was December for sure. I have the sketch pad with the date. Either way, they always start with a name. So I've noticed you said like, oh, I don't even think about the name. They always start with a name, and I try to think of a unique way to visualize that name. So that's why a lot of mine are animal names. Like easy ones are like bullfrog or something like that. A bull and a frog.
Yeah. Like 2-word names and kind of mash them up or use some type of pun. You always have elite level puns. I think you and Michael, aka Seamus the Skunk, always have battles on who can come up with the wittier, kind of punny, dad jokey kind of name, right? So that's kind of like become your calling card.
Yeah. I like language, so a good portmanteau or a pun is fun for me. Any kind of wordplay.
Yeah. So you're a huge kind of sports fan too, right? So Dolphin, Braves. Any other teams in your repertoire that you follow?
Not really. I mean, I like some English Premier League. I'll watch anything if it's on, really. But,
do you ever use that level of sports and kind of incorporate that into your world of hat design? Because I noticed, I mean, you mentioned it, a lot of animals, so a lot of animal based for sure.
Yeah, I've tried to take logos that exist and reimagine them, if that's what you mean. Like the Croca Smile obviously was the Chief Wahoo.
Yeah.
Like in a friendlier way. I've tried to do that a little bit. Like recently I tried Levi and I did this mongoose one that we're pretty proud of. But it's supposed to sort of remind you of the swinging tiger. So yeah, I definitely try to emulate some logos.
Yeah, swinging the cobra, I believe, right? He was like,
I think it's just a snake, but it could be cobra.
Okay, so you have a kind of a staple for Monday night. So Monday evening crits. Change some stuff around and kind of have a newish format. And you guys have been doing that for a long time. Can you kind of tell us a little bit about your show and what can viewers kind of expect from that?
Yeah, I mean, well, it started because I used to watch the show you guys did, but then you stopped doing it. So, you know, I remember asking you guys, I was like, do you care? And you're like, nah. So we just did it. And, you know, it's mostly like the designers that come in there because we all want to hear people talk about our stuff, right?
Yeah.
Like, what do you think about it? What do you think about my stuff? But, you know, there's also some fans and some other critics in there. So, yeah, I mean, sometimes we go a little overboard with the critiques, and can be a little unprofessional, but it's just for fun. It's our hobby, you know.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Instagram, Monday Evening Critz.
There you go. 9 o'clock, right? Normally.
Yeah, 9 o'clock Mondays.
Yeah, and catch the replay at any time after. Yeah. Is there any specific things you do to kind of stay inspired, or ways you can keep your creativity flowing, especially when you've kind of faced specific challenges or even roadblocks in getting your designs made?
Some of it is going back if you really believe in an idea that can help you.
Mm-hmm.
At any given time, I have like 5 or 10 sketches going, just trying to do different things with them until it finally clicks.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, usually like reworking stuff would be something I do, or I always write stuff down. Anything I'm listening to, if a word sticks out, I'll write it in a notepad and then, you know, try to visualize it in a different way, like a more exciting way.
Do you have any specific advice for people looking to get into like the world of collaborative work or concept work? I mean, you have an extensive portfolio with a wide range of artists. So like, how do you kind of approach that type of work, and how do you kind of maintain those relationships?
I just like talking about design, so that's sometimes where it starts.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think once you start doing it for a while, everybody falls into a groove. But from the beginning, I kind of had the idea of like whose style matches, you know, my vision for something. I know that sounds silly or like self-centered, but I'm saying like I followed this stuff heavily, so I was like, oh,
Yeah.
this dude could do exactly what I'm thinking about, and you know that happens. That definitely happens sometimes. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, just talk to everybody, be friendly, and be humble, and tell them you're willing to take a no. You just wanted to see if they were interested. That's kind of what I do.
If you could wave the magic Clink wand and resurrect something that didn't make it through to Critz and bring it, like put it into production, which one? Which
Mine?
was the one? Yeah, which is the one? Well, you can answer two parts. So you can answer which one of yours, and then which one that you've seen either recently or in the past that like you couldn't believe didn't make it.
Oh, there's a ton that I can't believe didn't make it.
All right.
But for mine, like the one that always sticks out is called Mangroves.
Okay.
It's an M letter form, but using mangroves.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm pretty proud of that one. Page Perception did a great job with that. In general, there's so many, but the one that always sticks out, I always say, is Cockatrice by Josh Bowles.
Okay. One of yours that sticks out to me is your work with Milos. What Chainsaw Shark?
Oh yeah, that one was dope.
Yeah, that thing was a stingray, right?
It was a sawfish, which you know they kind of
yeah.
look like stingrays. They're flat like that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that was unfortunate too. That one shocked me. That's a recent one that shocked me that I was involved with.
Yeah, I think maybe potentially it might have been a little bit too violent, maybe, but we've seen violent ones go through, so like you never know.
Yeah,
right?
we've seen a lot of weird things. You know, people just like how certain people do certain things.
Mm-hmm.
I guess.
Are there any upcoming projects of yours or hats in production that you can't wait to see particularly? I know, like, I mean, that's like a loaded question. I mean, you obviously want to see all of them coming as soon as possible, right? But like, are there any that stick out to you that if you could, like, you know, hurry up a little bit?
Camp Stories, probably.
Okay.
Camp Stories is one of my favorites. That one was a true collaboration. We both drew separate pieces of it and put it together. That one was cool.
Is that the reverse campfire one? It's like black with rust. Okay,
yeah, with the ghosts on it.
That was really cool. That one is like, to me, is like one of the ones that can really bridge, like, quote unquote, like licensed.
That's something you want to do, right? You want to bring in people who don't collect Clink Room. That's a definite goal when you're doing it.
Yeah, we spoke a little bit about this off air before, but where do you kind of see the hat community moving towards, and kind of what have you seen kind of evolve and change during your time really like heavily collecting hats?
Well, I mean, I wasn't online for that much of it, but I mean, as far as the first question, inevitably every collector is just seeking logos, I think, right? You have every colorway you want.
Yeah.
So you're sort of just seeking logos unless you're collecting a specific team. So it has to go to customs, right? Everybody has to end up in customs. I think that seems self-evident to me.
Yeah.
Things that have changed, I mean, nobody loves Hat Club anymore. I heard you guys talking about that. That's so many things have changed. So many things have changed. Yeah. I don't know. It seems like people are coming back to customs, though. I hope.
Yeah.
They like MILB with the unique logos. So.
Yeah, I mean that's one thing we've noticed too. Like, we've seen kind of like Clink Room kind of be the proving ground to see who gets kind of picked up with brand deals, and then we're starting to see stuff kind of trail in. Like, we've seen hats like Dead Presidents become thematic motifs for Fredericksburg Nationals, and we've seen Jacobo get picked up, or Jason V, or even Ephra, because it will, like, a Copa hat will come up and like, hey, that looks like Ephra style, and then you come to find out, he worked on it, or so.
That's happened several times with Jacobo. I'm like, oh, that looks like his stuff, and then it was his stuff.
Yeah, so that's kind of cool to see.
Yeah,
kind of people kind of graduate from that, and Seoc getting a job with New Era Mexico, and just stuff like that, just to see kind of like it's almost like seeing your friends kind of graduate and do things. So I think that's kind of the future of it, and
that's what everybody's goal, or well, not everybody, but a lot of people I talk to, they're like, it would be so cool to get a minor league hat, and I agree, that would be pretty cool.
Yeah, like in a random stadium in a random city, just Fort Wayne has my hat, like that's crazy, right? So
you should design with that in mind too. I see what you were getting at earlier. Definitely try to think about that when you're designing it.
And then I think too, like, for me, I got turned off a little bit with the online Facebook groups for a while. Now I'm kind of opening up a little bit towards it. I got an invite to the buy sell trade group, and I was reluctant to join because I don't really sell my hats. I'm a hoarder.
I have a hard time too. I always say I'm going to.
Yeah. It's just, for me, it's just like, takes so much effort to get the hat to me that it just seems like a waste to just sell it at a loss. So I was reluctant to join, but I just kept getting tagged in it for random stuff. And then when I finally joined the group, I realized that it's not just a buy sell, group. It's actually a group that a lot of new people, new collectors have joined, and they talk about the shock drops, and it's really active. So that's one spot. The other spot is the VFTV Discord channel, which you're always active in, and you always see the same kind of faces. But anyone who's has time and wants to kind of chat outside of like the video worlds, whether it's in the chats here or on the chats on your show, I think they should kind of seek them out, because not many places you get that much direct interaction with the actual designers and artists.
That's for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, on the VFTV one, I love to go there and whine about stuff. So if you want to come whine about Clink Room, Critz, and stuff like that, come on.
Yeah. Some constants you see there. I think Austin's always there. 40.
Yeah.
Paco. But yeah, just come hang out. That's the Views from the Vault Discord channel in the Clink Room specific channel, and then the Facebook group, the Buy Sell Trade group. You have to be accepted by admin, but the admin team does a pretty good job there, approving the posts and letting new people in. So definitely want to give those guys a shout out. But appreciate you doing that.
If you're a size 8, definitely join, because I have 3 duplicate Clink Room hats for sale.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
How did that happen?
One, I don't. Do you know Afro Caps? He was a size 8, and then he cut his hair, so he sent me Songbirds, and I already have a Songbirds.
I was literally just wearing the hat yesterday.
Yeah, that's a great hat. That's a sentimental hat. And then I think the other 2 were mystery boxes. Yeah.
Fair enough. You've rolled the dice on the mystery box?
I can't help it. I have to try. Even though I have hundreds of them, I've only, I've probably done it 10 times maybe. I've only gotten 2 duplicates.
10 times?
Maybe. I don't know if it's that many.
Yeah. I mean, it's a good deal. You can,
why not?
Gamble. The only disadvantages is we're size 8, so we're never going to catch that 7.5 sample. I was even thinking just roll a dice on 7.5, just see what happens. But
I thought about it.
Yeah.
I thought about it when they said, "Oh, there's some crazy ones in here," and I saw them. I was like, "Oh,
yeah." I did. I live vicariously through my homie Chris K. So Chris K, the Kawamoto Samurai inspiration, but he's a 5'8", so I'm like, hey, I heard the halves are loaded, so just fucking give it a shot. And I handed it by 3, and he got 1 sample, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. I don't remember which one specifically, but
that's pretty cool though.
Yeah. I mean, for us, it would just be an ornamental piece. I mean, there's no hat jack in that tonight.
I saw somebody get casters, and I lost my mind. I was like, "Are you serious?"
Yeah, but all right. So let's get into the festivities. So
let's see what we got.
First thing we got is we got the Deadstock Drop. So I believe there was 36 styles.
Did you see people confused, thinking that this was the drop?
What do you mean?
The hats on this, they were like, "Oh, no." Yeah." They were thinking that this was the drop. They're like, "Oh shit."
I can't help. We can't help people sometimes, right? But yes, this is not the drop. I believe this is the same skull over and over again too. If I were to reckon,
probably so.
But even here, these are some good ones.
Yeah.
I think I only own maybe 2 on this whole sheet.
Let's see. 1,
3. I got 3.
I got 2. Yeah.
What do you have?
I got the Aloha and I got the Larks.
Okay. I own the Make Your Own Luck one. I forgot what it's called, but
Your Lucky hat.
Yeah. The cover, You're Lucky. The lollipop, the purple lollipop one.
I had the red one, but I sold it to JoJo because he wanted it.
Actually, I might have the red one, not the purple one. So maybe I only have 2. And then the Lane, the Bison on Vacation one. The Lane.
That's a great one.
Yeah.
Catalina Bison.
Yeah. Okay, cool. I'm surprised you don't got the weed one.
No, I don't want to be that blatant. I mean, that's why I really like Blowing Trees. I thought it was subtle, but it got canceled.
Yes. That's a story for another day, but
that's it.
Yeah. I mean, there's an ongoing legal battle and whatever. I deal with it on the license side too. It's not fun. Yeah. But all right, let's take a look. So Deadstock Drop 36. We got Ripper, Throttle Jockeys, and our boy flashy, lightning speed.
Yeah, flashy. Yeah, I think all of Flashy's hats were actually in this drop.
I think he had 4 of them, right?
Yeah. Oh, and that's the other thing I wanted to mention earlier, not to interrupt here, but you're always going to have hot and cold streaks. Like if you keep doing it for long enough, you know?
Yeah.
So that's another thing. Don't get discouraged because you're always, if you do it enough, you're always going to go cold, you know, but you can always come back. My favorite one here is RIP-er, though. That one is dope. And I know that there's very few of them out there.
You think so?
Yeah, it had to replace a hat. In its week, one of the hats got taken down.
Oh, so it's like a midweek ad or something?
Yeah.
You know what that reminds me of? Did you ever see that meme with Steve Buscemi when he's like dressed up as like that young kid?
Oh, yeah.
And he's like, hey, cool kids. And he's got the skateboard.
Yeah. Hey, fellow kids.
Yeah. That's what that reminds me of.
Yeah, kind of.
If I were to pick one, I think I'm leaning Throttle Jockeys just for the wearability. But they're all good hats, I would say.
Yeah.
Lightning Speed.
I'd be fine with any of these in a mystery box.
Yeah. Lightning Speed. He's got the cheetah, the peregrine falcon, and he's got the big old thunderbolt. But yeah, good 3 here. Let's see what else is here. Ocean Vibes, Mecha Panther, and Gone Fishing.
Gone Fishing. That one is one I have that I've worn more than almost any other Clink Room hat. So I've worn it like 3 times.
Yeah. That's a very specific type of bird, right? Is that the kingfisher or?
Yeah, it's a kingfisher.
Yeah. They usually hang out on crocodiles' heads or alligators' heads.
They like to be around them to pick up the scraps, I'm sure, or like when they run them up close to the shore or somewhere they can get them, something like that.
Yeah.
But that's a good hat and cool animals, you know.
Yeah. I feel like Ocean Vibes could have been helped a little bit by a little bit more contrast. It's a good concept. Like it's like a tatted up dolphin as two people that are heavy into tattoos. Like I think we can appreciate that concept, but there's not enough punch to it, I feel like.
Yeah, and I do like getting tattoos, but I just don't like finishing them. So I have a shit ton of unfinished ones. Ocean Vibes, at first I didn't like, and then it grew on me. I think it's kind of underrated, but I do agree that it needed some contrast.
That's one though that looks better definitely in hand than mock-up.
For sure. Yes. Yeah.
All right, cool. Those 3. We got Thunder and Lightning, Hidden Danger, and The Dead Sea by the great Jason V. What stands out to you here?
I mean, I bought Dead Sea as a pre-order, and I ended up getting Thunder and Lightning a couple of days ago. So those 2 especially stand out. Hidden Danger's cool. It's just not my thing, and it's kind of a repetitive motif in a way. The
glow.
Yeah. No, just the skull.
Okay.
The cow skull.
Yeah. I think it's got a hidden scorpion in it. That's the one I picked up of the 3.
Yeah. I mean, the glow has to. For me, my rule is like it has to transform the design, and I know that literally in that case it does. It just does. It seems to be like just random, but it does look cool.
Yeah. Just reminds me kind of like there's this real big southern theme with the longhorn, and then comes that brick red, and then it had the scorpion in it, so I had to pick it up. But all 3 very, very solid. All right, we got Hawaiian Ice, tie one on, and the party animal. I don't know if you meant to make this look like a Kanye bear or not. I never got to ask you officially, but you got together with Milos for that one.
Yeah. I honestly, I had a shirt for a long time that I always called my party animal shirt. So I just tried to imagine what a party animal would look like.
Okay.
So yeah, I just had a sketch of a bear with glasses and a party hat and the blow thing, and he just made it look good, so
Yeah, it's almost got the colors of like that cup that.
yeah, Clink Room actually did that. They made a jazz cup colors. Ours were similar, but they weren't thematic like that. They did a cool thing there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, obviously that's the best one on the slide, right? No, I like Taiwan on too. I mean, I really like that one.
Yeah. I mean, if you're judging by the one that got my dollar, I only picked up Party Animal from this trio. So, all cool. I mean, this is all like the remind you of summer or warmer times slide, I guess, while we deal with this polar vortex. But yeah, for sure.
It's 60 in Indiana. We're doing okay.
Not bad. But yeah, all solid. All reminds us of warmer times for sure. But all right, let's take a look. Killer Bees, Knock, and Never Give Up. I mean, COD is all over here, right?
Yeah. These are all good. All of them are good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I only have Never Give Up of the three.
Same here.
But Knock is it turned out really well, and Killer Bees is cool. I just have so many Killer Bee hats.
Yeah. The Never Give Up just reminds me of like Simpsons, typical Bart Simpson getting choked out by Homer. I think it was like a poster in The Simpsons too, wasn't it?
I heard it was a poster. I think somebody showed me it, but I forgot it. I mean, it's just either way, it's cool, and that it's the shoe bills. That's even cooler.
Yeah, those things are like dinosaurs, man, with the huge beaks. They're like 4 feet tall, just chewing. What's it called? Swallowing things.
Yeah, I was always trying to find a way to do one when this came out. This was great, way better than what I would have came up with.
Yeah, and then Killer Bees was right in the time of like the Murder Hornet, and then there's always like a reference to like Wu-Tang Killer Bees and stuff like that. I always felt like it suffers a little bit from some missing limbs. You only see 2 legs.
Oh, I never noticed that, but that's kind of crazy.
Yeah, but it is a killer, a killer piece. You got even the rolled up hundo too. So
the graffiti look to it.
Yeah, it's a good the flapping wings, killer move there. And then Knock is super cool. It's got like the iodized, almost it could be like the brass just oxidizing, or it could be like a cool theme. There's so much to it. That's kind of cool. And Flanagan,
he's particularly good at that too.
Yeah, and I think he's in like Ohio right now. I think he's from Denver, but like or Colorado, and then he's like in Ohio, so that could be some like LeBron James. Always seen like LeBron James logos everywhere and stuff. So go Flanagan. Forged in Fire. I'm not going to pronounce the middle one, and it's good old Sky Kings. You have any?
What are we going to say? Wheatzilin.
Siak and Gustavo. Any thoughts here?
For some reason, every time I see Forged in Fire, I think it's like a dude with a welding mask on until I look closely, and it's a like a Greek god,
Yeah.
So
I always picture that as like as a beginning graphic to like you start up a game, and then it's like some guy.
Oh, it turns around.
Yeah, he pours it, and then your game starts like Warcraft or something.
That's funny, like the loading screen.
Yeah.
That one's really cool. I should know the story, but I don't.
I've learned it and forgot it by now. I for sure learned it when it came out. But yeah,
how many hummingbirds do you think are in the Clink Room catalog?
Not that many, is there? Is there that many? I think of ruby throats.
I don't know. I would guess 10.
You think 10? You think there's that many?
I mean, that's my guess. That's my uneducated guess.
I haven't really thought of it as something that's been overused. I mean, it's not like on skull level.
I mean, I don't think that may. Yeah, I think you can even do a skull if you can do something new with it. It's not like I've seen Wheatzelin before.
Yeah.
So
okay. So there's 7.
It's cool.
There's
7.
7.
Okay. It's cool. Sky Kings looks pretty cool. It's just I'm sort of a stickler, right? I want a little bit more of a story. This looks like something you could find somewhere else, maybe.
Yeah.
But I mean, it looks dope, and I haven't seen many pictures in hand, but I imagine it's embroidered dope.
Yeah, I just remember when I first saw this, I remembered like he kind of had like that braided feather look, and I was kind of curious about that. It does make it look a little bit more majestic, and I think this is the first time we get to see the infamous speed lines in action.
Oh, yeah, I didn't notice that.
Yeah. But I mean, Sky King, he's probably fast, so I get the speed
But
line.
Sky Kings is the type of stuff that brings new people in. So hey,
Yeah.
it's
a bitchin' logo.
Yeah.
All right, what else we got?
This was a big drop. Yeah.
Big drop. To the Moon. I'm reading it backwards. To the Moon, Rose Gold, and Cuckle Kong.
Cuckoo Kong would be my choice. That's got a great colorway. It's got a lavender under.
Mm-hmm.
Great.
That one, when I saw the mock-up, I worried a little bit about it being too tall, but I do like how it fits the hat in hand.
It's mine. Yeah. I'm sure Rose Gold looks nice in hand. To the Moon is just, I can't wear a weed leaf, but it looks cool.
Yeah.
I'm surprised. I'm still salty that I got to come home, but Blowing Trees didn't.
It's timing, man. It's timing.
Yeah.
I always feel like To the Moon was always named backwards because he's leaving the moon, but either way, it's a bitchin' design.
Yeah, from the moon or something.
The name wouldn't work at that point. Yeah. At that point, maybe you just scrap the moon.
Yeah,
or you just put it in the
outer space.
Yeah, or you just put it in the reflection of his little orb thing. But definitely a cool one.
Did you get that one? Because I'm curious how the smoke turned out. I'm sure
I did not. I would kind of regret not getting it now that they've kind of now that we kind of see how things are going. I kind of regret
I had that thought too.
Yeah. But I might have to circle back. The only one out of these 3 I have is the Cuckle Kong.
That's a good hat, man. Me too.
Yeah. Me too. I just like the little bits of detail with the obsidian blades and like the I think it was a Quetzalcoatl, like that snake thing, and the Kong. I kind of wish I don't know what he could have done, but maybe just make the face a little bit more predominant, maybe.
I mean, I kind of like that you don't see that it's a Kong right away. I kind of like that.
Yeah.
So
it just I have it. I like it enough that I have it, but it just kind of reminds me of like me wearing a helmet almost, where it's like the helmet barely fits like your head.
Yeah.
I play hockey every Saturday, so it just reminds me of just being stuck in a helmet a little bit.
But
it's definitely a bitchin' design. There's good symmetry, like the colors are really vibrant. I just wish he was either poofier or I don't know what he could have done. I'm just nitpicking it, but it is an awesome design.
Yeah, I mean it's one of the few Kongs I have. I actually have 2 from him, so he's really good at the Kong.
Yeah, definitely. He packs in the detail like real good.
For sure.
All right. Mutiny, Picnic, and Game Over.
All of these are good.
Yeah.
All of these are good, but I am a little disappointed with the eyes on the screen in Game Over.
The eyes?
Yeah, I mean, at least you can't really. One of the eyes you can see in person, and one you can't really. But what are you gonna do?
We've seen a lot of like the arcadey ones. I think back to the spitting quarter one that I think Ink Park did really, really early. But yeah, I feel like there's been a lot of like that kind of arcadey style ones. Picnic God he started like this crazy, like he's got a bunch of mini series going on, Steve.
Yeah, he's good at continuing themes, you know, like he'll.
Yeah, but this one from Ephra, man, this is like a masterclass of like less is more.
I'm mad at myself for not getting that one because it's so simple. It's just, you know, I'm a stickler for a story and it's so simple, but man, does that look insane.
Yeah, that's one of those ones when you see it in hand, you're like, whoa, because he's been doing it for a long time, man. Ephra.
Yeah.
And that thing is killer. That thing is killer. All right. I think we're getting towards the end. Yeah, so the last two. So Solar Sunset and Old Ritual.
I got both of them. Sierra made me, you know, get a Mesoamerican design. It reminds me of Apocalypto, so I was like, I gotta have that.
Yeah.
And Solar Sunset I ended up buying on the Insta ship because I ordered it, but it never came. So yeah, I have both of these. The only, you know, you could nitpick all of them, but the hands on Solar Sunset always bothered me. Hands are hard though. Hands are impossible.
Yeah, his left hand.
The light one that's crazy. Yeah, it's great. Can't wait to get it.
Yeah, Old Ritual, like those like high priest guys that would just like murk like thousands of people in the name of like let's grow corn and stuff is nuts.
I think they were like eating, you know, hallucinogens too, so they were like tripping their balls off, just cutting people's hearts out.
Yeah, what a way to go. All right, so I have a couple of these in hand, so we can kind of not just talk about just the pictures. So let me grab.
If I was better prepared, I would have found mine.
Yeah, my bad. I should have prepped you better. But let's see what we got here. So we got the cuckle.
It's the under that sets that one off for me.
Oh, the lavender?
Yeah, it just works. It plays so well with the rest of the hat.
And none of these are metallic per se, but like they still shine.
Mm-hmm.
All right. We got the Never Give Up, Josh Foles. Just really elite colors. Stuff that I like, you know, when I'm designing, I never really think to use this kind of color palette. It's got like a really like Blue Jay Alt 4, so you got the navy with the sky blue, but then everything in it is just so different. Purple.
I think you're talking about shoes. I don't know.
No. So the Blue Jays have an alternate.
Oh, you said 4, and I was like, oh, you must be talking about shoes.
The nickname for that hat is Alt 4, so I guess it's like the Jersey 4 or whatever.
I got you.
The baby blue, powder blue. So this is exactly blocked like the Blue Jay hat. So navy with baby blue, and everything inside is not blocked like a Blue Jay hat. So it's just so different for me.
It's great. I love
that. A hat that I'd be used to wearing, but the subject matter and the threads are completely different. And yeah, sorry to rub it in, but this thing.
Yeah, that one's incredible looking.
What? It's got like Mariners colors, and it's a mutiny hat. The bones almost look metallic. Like I don't know, man. This is a lesson of less is more.
I mean, you know, I'm just silly. If it was like an alligator skull, I probably, you know what I'm saying? Like I just want.
Yeah, and then Hidden Danger. We got the scorpion.
I mean, there's a lot to like in the simplicity, you know.
Yeah, brick red, green, nice simple hat.
You can't hate the colorway either.
Yeah, and then last but not least, the Brook Crusher.
Oh yeah,
party animal.
The pièce de la résistance.
I want to say I got this back in December, maybe November.
But I think it came in December.
Yeah, just something about it, man. Really cool.
Yeah.
And then Optic White.
Thanks, man.
It's getting.
Yeah, I think that was a hard sell for people.
Yeah, but it's killer. Purple under that pink.
The Jazz Cup colorway. So if you have a Jazz Cup pattern shirt, that's a shirt. That's a hat for you.
Exactly. All right, so let's get back into it. So tonight is the last call. So we got these 6 designs. We'll cover the first 3 first, but these 6 designs go into production at midnight tonight. This is our last pitch to anyone on the fence. If you had to pick one of these 3, which one would it be?
Oof. Probably Killing Time, I guess. And I always am like, oh, so many Reapers. But people love Reapers. This is different than the other ones, and it's menacing.
Mm-hmm.
I think a case could be made for either of the other ones, like the very Florida vibes on beach flamingos, like without even the side patch, and then just a cool illustration on takeout. Any of them are worth it.
Yeah. I like I can never get enough of Reapers. I mean, my business partner Tony is just always doing Reapers.
Okay.
I love Reapers, but this one he's got like a different style. He's got like the spirits almost with the broken hourglass and the sands flowing. It's different. It's almost like blocked in like Death Dealer style, where Vols had the Reaper giving you the card of death.
Yeah,
kind of reminds me of that a tiny bit, but I think it's different enough that I like it. So you can never have enough Reapers in the thing.
Yeah. It's a different colorway too.
Takeout. I've never eaten Chinese food in this, so it might be an American thing. In like the little cardboard box things.
Oh, really? But you've seen it in movies.
Yeah, I've seen it in movies and TV shows. And cardinal sin too, to separate your chopsticks like that. You'd get the reverse stand from your parents if you ever tried to hold your chopsticks like that. like that.
Yeah. Also, if you were using your brain as a weapon, as it looks like he's doing.
Mm-hmm. But I can appreciate the art. It's cool.
Yeah.
And then beach flamingos. I'm with you though with Raphael. Like he's got good art, but I need a little bit more substance than.
Yeah, man.
2 flamingos in Florida, but it's nice.
He's done a few flamingos too.
The thing is just like, for me, the bar for flamingos is so high with hallucinating right off the bat with South Beach flamingos that I need a little bit more substance for it.
Yeah, that one is. It's
all
crazy.
Time.
That one's like almost a perfect logo. The way that the animal lends itself to the letter form with another actual. It's really.
Yeah, and then just the backstory behind it, how the Marlins were supposed to be the flamingos, but then the owner was scared to wear pink and whatever. It's just like an all in all. To me, like that's an all timer.
Yeah.
Logo. But all right, moving forward, we got Faded Love, Splash, and Whale Fall. What are you thinking here?
If I'm gonna make a pitch for any of them, it's gonna be Whale Fall. Mm-hmm. It's like being criminally underrated. It's not. How you can sort by popularity or whatever, sales, bestseller. It's way too far down. Yeah, way farther down than it should be. So that would be the one of these that I'd buy. Not only for that reason, but it's probably my favorite from this week.
It's funny, like I didn't mean to do it like this, but it's almost like 1 + 1 = 2. Yeah, like skull plus 1 equals whale skull. Yeah. Just kind of how it like they lined up. Mm-hmm. Yeah, if I'm gonna lean a whale design, unfortunately, I picked the dead. I believe humpback whale, sperm whale. I don't know, but
yeah, it's some sort of baleen, probably humpback or something like that.
Yeah. It's got the funky.
I think that might be part of it. Is like people don't know what whale skulls look like.
Yeah, it almost looks like a bird. I mean, but I guess that everything's kind of related. And
it kind of does look like a bird, but it seems accurate.
Yeah, no, it definitely is. And then like the shrubbery and the different plants almost look almost feathery. So maybe that's what it's kind of got us thinking of a bird. But
yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, I get tripped up with splash because like just like the mist, I guess, it's supposed to be like like the water almost looks too random.
I never really understood it. I think that the thing about it is like, do you like orcas? Then you're gonna like it. And yeah, I mean, there's something there, but maybe you're also hoping and praying for some really cool embroidery trick, which could also be the case. But yeah, it's just, I love killer whales. I love them, but it's sort of too plain for me. But I'd see why people would be into it.
Yeah,
for sure.
How do you feel?
Yeah, but I don't get the waves either. I guess it's just to not just be a killer whale.
Killer whale, yeah. How do you feel about tattoo designs on hats?
I mean, that's I like the imagery, but the creative, like the person who wants to be creative inside of me is just like, you need to do something new to it.
Yeah.
But with that said, people get the same tattoos all the time. The imagery is strong enough. But it didn't take that much to come up with it, right? I mean, you just thought that would look cool. It would be possible to embroider dope,
Yeah. I always have this like internal battle. Like I almost want it to be like a skin colored hat. I know everyone's got different skin colors,
or
but
like a flash sheet, like a tan or like a stone.
Yeah, because like to me, it's like you would never see a tattoo show up on such a dark complexion. And I know we're nitpicking,
right?
But I just feel like it's like if you do it like this, it almost feels like fast fashion. It just gives me like flashbacks, like Ed Hardy, Affliction.
I mean, that's a really good way of analyzing why you came to that conclusion. I can see that now. Yeah.
Yeah. But the subject matter is cool. I just feel like I would like it more on like a tan, a Vegas gold, or even like you said, like a white. Just be a little bit more
stone. Vegas would be fine for sure.
Yeah, and then just bump up the contrast. Like, don't even forget the faded part. Like just make it like a vibrant tattoo. It doesn't have to be a dead tattoo on a black thing. But that being said,
that's interesting. It's almost like it's faded just to make the name make sense, but it doesn't. I don't know that it enhances the art, or not the art, but what the final result is going to be, to have less contrast than you needed to have. But,
but that one opens it up to good future recolors. I think like the art itself is good. I just feel like when you box yourself into a name, or sometimes you're just too focused on the name, you just kind of lose what it's really about.
I see, you're attacking me here. Yeah. Okay.
No. I mean, this is not even yours. It's
I know.
You're tried up, so
I'm just joking.
And that's not meant to be like a personal shot or anything. It's just we're here to give our opinions. And
of course, I'm just playing.
But all right. And then the shocker. Scanners. How do you feel? Do you like the I can't help but think of maybe like this was like a bunch of like 6-packs that they just broke up in 3s. I mean, it's possible.
Is that why we're seeing like all of them turn up in
I have no insight. I just know. Okay, fine.
No, so that's a good guess.
I have a bit of insight. I know that the Clink word marks and the Clink Kongs were supposed to be like their own pack, and then Casey decided to drop them one at a time, which I think is better for the collectors.
Yeah, I mean, it's sort of, it sort of sucks though. Like with red-winged blackbirds, maybe you jumped on one and then another one that you would have preferred.
That was an unfortunate choice of weeks, I think.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this is coming out right after Besties, so it's kind of putting people in the same.
Yeah. And there was one that delivered kind of recently too. But yeah, no, I mean, this one is we see it all the time anyway too.
Yeah, I mean, it looks good, and there's a reason that people want it, but it feels too close to the other one.
Yeah,
it does to me. I mean, but yeah.
And that one has 2 of them in the besties too. Like the other one that's close to it, the Cupid.
Yeah.
The Cupid one. But I mean, the timing of it, like we're right by Singles Awareness Day / Valentine's Day, so
yeah, it does make sense. It does make sense.
I'm leaning the X-ray one on this one. What about you?
Yeah, I think I'd probably go that way.
Yeah,
I think the other one pigeonholes you into having it be a Valentine's Day hat, but the
I
orange
love
one.
that top logo. It's like a flawless logo, but I'm ready to see it done in. I'm ready to see the dog be done in different colors. I know it's probably
like a black one.
Yeah, like a black one, a blue one.
I was happy to see. I'm not a Frenchie fan, but I was happy to see that Frenchie U, that FU.
Oh yeah, that's badass. That's
that's
badass.
dope. Yeah.
Yeah. That one is, and it done in that mascot style is so cool. But then that same color, pretty much for that dog.
I mean, it's just isn't it? Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it is. That dog's just got a shrine.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, hey, yeah. I heard they're expensive. I don't know too much about them.
Yeah. Well, if you get like a good one with papers,
yeah,
and they probably force you to sterilize them, like neuter them or fix them or whatever, because
you can't make money off this. Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, so you can't. I mean, if you buy one with the ability to breed it, then they charge you more, apparently.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That's a crazy. We shouldn't be breeding dogs, but that's a topic for another day.
I mean, you wouldn't have the separations if they didn't. So
no, I know. Yeah, unfortunately, we wouldn't, but I think we've gone too far.
yeah. Well, I mean, you get the inbreeding and then the health problems and all that stuff. I mean, I think Frenchies and English bulldogs can't naturally give birth without C-section.
Yeah, that's just like you're going too far. You see like old pictures of dachshunds and they look dope, and now you're like, what happened?
Anyway. Yeah. Blame the queen. Mm-hmm. The queen and her whatever the AKA the kennel clubs and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Breed standards and all that, and it just led to a whole mess of stuff. But scanners. So I didn't check if they're still. I mean, we can check right now. Fuck it.
I'm sure I'm sure they're in some sizes. I was about to say I don't know if they loaded without 8s or not, because all the Clink scripts load without 8s.
These ones have 8s. These ones have 8s. Both of them have 8s. So the black ones has 2 sizes sold out, and the red one has 1 size sold out. So I mean, this is we're recording this as it dropped, like literally hours ago.
Right.
Did they change the they must have changed the currency, because there's a price jump. That's got to be in Canadian. That's not normal. Or maybe it is. I don't remember. But either way.
No, they're always 65.
Yeah, it's showing 89 for me.
Oh, well, yeah, they're not that expensive.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I don't really notice it being Canadian, but either way, I always shop with and ship them to Americans. So scanners available, shock drop.
Yeah.
Do you like the addition of the shock drop? I know that you've kind of figured out their pattern.
I mean, it's gonna be 9 o'clock. You can check 9 o'clock every night. Yeah, I mean, I like having the opportunity to get some I missed out on, but I don't like when they load without my size. But I mean, I'm used to it. You know how that goes. That's a size 8.
I mean, size 8 is either the first or the last to sell out typically.
Yeah, exactly.
I like just the variety. It's not. I mean, for so long we're so used to the ritual, right? 10 crits, 6 pre-order.
True.
10 crits, 6 pre-order. So I mean,
I
give him
think
credit.
I think it hurts the engagement with the crit stuff, though. I mean, you see it on the posts; they seem to be getting less engagement, and about half the engagement lately.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it's because of the other options for InstaShip that people aren't paying as close attention. They're like, I'll just get it later, whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows?
There is less of an incentive to, I guess, put your money down and wait for pre-order, but you do get a price break, so you kind of have to weigh it. So like if you take a risk and you end up seeing like, damn, I wish I jumped on it. At least you do have the option to get it, albeit at a higher price point. But
yeah, I mean, you can cut this if you want, but like I always ask people how many sell, and it seems like the pre-orders are really suffering. Like the high sellers, the top of the list, don't seem to be doing as well as they were, 6 months ago. But some of that is time of year, economy. I mean, I get it. I get that.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Right now it's everyone getting their tax money back and stuff.
Right. Yeah. It should jump up. It should.
But you're right though. They might be selling way more Deadstock, way more fresh colorway. Like those didn't exist before too. So you're definitely, and the shock drops. So you're definitely on your toes and definitely have something available to you. But for the most part, you can pretty much cop what you want. I don't think their intention was to sell out everything. It's this fine line, right? Like, do you stock it enough that you get stuck with product, or do you want to sell out quick? So
I mean, I think everybody wants to sell out. So
yeah, but I mean, like selling out sometimes means you didn't forecast good enough and you didn't stock enough.
True.
Right?
So,
yeah. You always you want a good sell through. You don't always want to sell out instantly.
One less in every side. That's it.
Yeah, but the thing is like if you constantly have stuff, then people will just put it off and buy it later. It's just this this constant battle, right? That's how I guess hype gets created.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, but all right. So on to the main event. We got the King.
I get another point.
Why you guessed this one?
Yeah, we've been trying to guess them weekly. Okay. I guessed this a couple weeks ago. So.
All right. The Wandering Burt.
Yeah. Yeah, he's had a few, right? He's had a few.
Yeah, this is like a trip, like a hallucinogenic trip almost. He's got vines and hops almost.
Yeah, you might see this on ayahuasca. Yeah, I mean, I'm curious to see how many navy and black crowns we have this week. That's been sort of a trend. I like
a lot of teal lately.
Yeah, mint and teal with navy. Is that what it's been?
I feel like it. Like just we've seen it a lot, but I mean it's a good strong colorway. Now this is not his fault, but the King of the Jungle's always been incorrect. Like lions live in the savannah, but
true, and it looks more. I mean, this is super nitpicky, but I remember saying this, and I feel it's still the facial structure looks more like a lioness than a lion.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe I'm biased because it's wearing leaves. Either way, I like it. I chose it to make crits. I think it's well done, and using this head on symmetrical, but not making it symmetrical exactly. Yeah. I think there was some smart decisions here.
I mean, it could be potentially a lioness just hiding in the bushes.
Yeah, it could be. Yeah,
right. So. It's kind of cool.
It's
definitely a conversation.
It's a unique way to visualize it.
Yeah, definitely a conversation piece. Good job, Wandering Burt. Number 2, the Life After Sentence, Point Exco. What do you think about this?
I knew it was him before I read the name. He sort of has a style as well. Everybody, I mean, a lot of people have a style, but some more recognizable than others. Well, it's busy. I think I think the best way to describe Point X's designs is they're ambitious, and I think there's a lot to admire there. This is ambitious. It could be cool.
You think
I
it fits the hat well?
I don't really understand it.
Yeah.
I don't know about fitting the hat well. I've played with that shape of doorway before, and it seems a little tall, but
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't really understand what's happening in the center. That said, like I kind of like the imagery.
Yeah.
I don't like that sentence is spelled wrong on Clink Room's part, but
Yeah, hopefully they fix that.
the eyes are dope behind them. The like little eyes looking on. Like there's a lot of cool elements here. I just don't know if it's logo ready.
Yeah. I almost feel like the circular part is like kind of confusing to me. Everything is so straight, up and down, up and down, up and down, and then there's like this circled almost.
That's what's confusing me too. Yeah, it's like a crystal ball or something. I don't know.
Yeah, and why is he stuck? Is he watching over? I don't know. There's a lot going on here.
Yeah, this might be one where the name it confuses you more than anything. But,
yeah.
I don't know. Like he has interesting ideas because there's a lot of like things to work with. This has a lot of cool elements. You could make a wider window with less bars, and you know what I'm saying, and get a little bit more of those eyes behind him vibes, and just his face maybe, and just his hands and face. I don't know.
Yeah, I almost feel like he would almost be cooler like in front of the window or in front of the bars, kind of like as like a gatekeeper or something. Or
don't give that away. I have a design called Gatekeeper, but it's not like that. But
yeah. But
I'd work with Point X on it. Who knows?
Yeah. It's almost a reverse tombstone too. Like it's cool. There's stuff that if there's the elements of a good concept and a good hat here. I just think it just needs to be flushed out a little bit.
Yeah, I wouldn't make any. I don't want to make any predictions, but I'd say there's enough cool elements that enough people might vote for this. But
yeah, hell yeah.
It might. I think they might need to edit this a little bit. Yeah, cool idea.
All right, that's number 2. Number 3.
Whoa.
So I think I saw this this particular artist in the Facebook group. I think he's a tattoo artist, if I'm not mistaken. And they were getting a lot of flack, like, "Hey man, there's a lot of detail." He's like, "I know what I'm doing."
And they put it right up and proved everybody wrong. That you know how many times that's happened to me. So it's hard to say like, "Oh, that's too much detail, thicker lines." I mean, that's sort of what everybody says, but then they put certain stuff up, and you're like, "Are you sure?" But maybe they have a vision of how they can simplify it.
Yeah. How do you feel about this almost Harambe style tribute? Almost.
Yeah, I don't love the imagery personally.
Yeah.
It's
drawn amazing. It looks like it's
a
car, or like, you know, it'd be super clean. There's not a lot of contrast though.
They're talented. Yeah, not a lot of contrast, especially on the same color hat. And I don't know. I just don't really. I'm big on concept, obviously, because that's my bread and butter, right? So I don't really understand. Like, it's an angel Kong, and it. I don't know. It reads like the graffiti in what's the ape movie, Land of the Apes? If they were started doing graffiti, this is what they would do for the main ape. What's his name? I can't remember. But
I forget too.
Caesar.
Yeah.
But that's what it reminds me of. It's good artwork, but it's definitely not for me. So
yeah, I think like undeniably it's good. It's drawn well. I mean, this guy probably draws circles around us, but
for sure.
How like the execution and how it gets played out, like I don't see it there being a good outcome at the current form. Obviously, they would have to simplify it and take it down a lot. There's so many levels of shading here and so many different colors, even though it's kind
so
of
textured.
yeah, even though it's kind of monochromatic, but yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, maybe I'm crazy, but Kongs don't seem to do well. If this goes through, I'm really curious to see what they do.
Would you burn? No, maybe burn's not the right word. Would you just get rid of one of the wings and just put them both on one side? I almost feel like it's unbalanced putting two wings like that.
There is something that seems off about the far wing.
Yeah.
Maybe raise it a little bit.
I would almost just point it the same way, darken it, and then that way you can kind of cheat a little bit.
I mean, yeah, I guess you need the wings for the angel aspect. Yeah, I don't know, man. The wing could probably, if we're nitpicking, but I mean, good on this person. Their first submission going through, and it would be something a lot of people told them wasn't going to happen. Yeah. But you're not going to be able to tell Pry Artistry shit for at least a few more submissions. Trust me.
Yeah. He's like, I know about textures.
Yeah, he's like, I know what I'm doing.
The name, though, the name needs a little work. I think Clinkum Con just makes you think of condom.
Oh. Yeah, I mean, now that's going to stick with me, but I wasn't thinking it, but now I am.
Yeah. But good shit, though. Got him first shot. I saw him fighting back a little bit in the comments.
Yeah, that's the best part. Like people were telling him shit, and he's going to make it. Hey, good for you.
Yeah, good stuff. Good to see new blood. Palm Breeze.
It's always fun to see his stuff since I'm blocked. Like,
yeah, I've recently been unblocked, so
I would have never guessed that this was his stuff. So maybe except for the two lines up top,
it got a little bit of speed up there, right?
Yeah, it's a successful piece, but it just is sort of lacking the meat that I like in a piece. But it looks really nice, and people are going to eat this up.
Yeah, I almost don't. I feel like he doesn't need the speed lines.
Yeah.
This kind of reminds me of, but not really, but kind of. The dude. Where's the dude? Where's the dude been at?
The dude just made a comeback and made another submission. So,
okay. So the dude's around.
He's back.
This kind of reminds me.
He got a hat with Anthem, by the way. That Anthem skull with the crossed
okay.
hockey sticks was dude.
Cool. We don't talk about Anthem much anymore because
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
No, it's all good. It's all good. You didn't know that.
Yeah, I forgot. No, I knew. I forgot.
Nah, it's all good. But yeah. So minty brown. I would have probably opted for like a grander, just to kind of
just to avoid the tonality for sure.
Yeah. But all in all, good art. Looks like a sticker you would see in like Hawaii.
Yeah, it's just something you can find somewhere else, but is it dope? And at least he took a colorway risk. This is the first non-navy or black one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So good on him.
All right.
Critz King. I knew this was gonna make it too.
This one's badass, right?
I mean, Butcher Bird's one is one of my favorite Clink hats.
Yeah.
And the only critique I could come up for this when I was choosing it is that I don't know if it reads Shrike enough, but who cares? Who cares?
What kind of bird is it?
It's a Shrike.
A Shrike. Okay. What do they do? I mean, they're kind of crazy, right?
They impale their prey on like thorns and like barbed wire fences and stuff, and just kind of like leave them there, or rip them up while they're stuck there. So yeah,
we're speaking about Reaper Rod off air. This is the exact colorway of a Reaper Rod. The 2.0. So I like this colorway a lot. Graphite black and like a hot orange under. I don't know. So it's got like this outline that's like silver. I don't know if it's enough contrast around it, but it does open it up for future use. You know me, I'm huge on the 40, so
yeah, I mean he's one of the guys that you can become a fan of, right? There's a few guys like that. Yeah, I mean, I wonder what the outline would look like in red, but
or the orange, yeah.
Or orange, the match. Yeah, I wonder wonder what that would look like, but I still,
Yeah. How do you feel about the legs? You skipped leg day, obviously.
That's part of what bothers me.
Yeah.
I don't see. I don't know if I'm remembering it wrong because I'm such an animal nerd, but maybe it's that their talons aren't strong enough for them to like rip stuff up. That's why they impale stuff and then rip them up. So that may be why the legs are small.
Mm-hmm. I remember, so the original one, he's got it like looking like the 1964 Cardinal. So
Love that.
It was on like that barbed wire thing, and that had the skull in the bottom. So
Yeah.
I almost feel like this guy needs to be like, take that bone and maybe make him standing over it or stepping over it. That way you can kind of get like,
maybe
the eyes off of...
the skull should be like, I mean, if you're playing, like, it's hard to critique 40, right? But if you're playing with it a little bit, maybe he should be like setting the skull on like a barb, you know, like it's a T, like he's about to tee up.
Oh, that'd be cool. That'd be cool. Yeah, he's about to hit it.
Make it. It doesn't matter. We could say you can put him on the moon. This is gonna make it for sure.
Yeah, in some form or fashion, right? He's just got like so much so much personality.
If this doesn't vote well, I will be shocked.
Yeah,
shocked. But
I mean, yeah, great work. Typical TJ. All right, turbo iced coffee.
Another point. Yeah, follow up to the other coffee one.
Yeah, what caffeine power, Boba Boy. So he's like his like drink series.
Hey, do you like this one better than caffeine power?
No.
No?
I like caffeine power. Caffeine power is solid, man.
Yeah.
I think a recolor's coming soon of that, so keep an eye on it. I don't know
if I wouldn't have it. Yeah, I bet a ton of recolors of his stuff is coming.
Mm-hmm. When stuff is like outlined and then certain stuff isn't, it kind of always screams like a little bit unfinished.
Oh, so like the coffee, you mean?
Yeah, so like the everything is black except for the drip and the wheels, I guess.
I think it's trying to give it a different textural feel.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the way I read it. I am really curious how the wheel feet are going to turn out. I mean, that's where you can, I hope I'm not wrong, like sometimes, but you can kind of see Ryan's influence with the legs and like the pose of the arms.
Yeah. I mean, I just got talking to him for like 2 hours about like animations and stuff. So this does have a lot of movement. It's like you pulled a still out of like a movie reel.
Yeah.
I do like it. I don't want to make it sound like I don't like it. It's like almost got that burnt wood black grandeur. Like this is like all the makings of a good color blocking. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not. I'm probably not the target audience because I'm not usually a food or drink. Like it has to blow me away. But yeah, you can't argue with the colorway. You can't really argue with the art. It's just like if you already have caffeine power, you either feel good enough about that or actually want this. So we'll see, like as a follow up.
Now this is nitpicky. I almost feel like he's not like hyper enough. Like he's not like turboed enough. he's just kind of getting ready to be turbo almost. Like
he's like about to take off. Yeah.
Like if he's turbo, like I want him going crazy.
Yeah, he'd be leaning. He'd be like being pushed back more than like
Or there's more distortion maybe with.
Come on, animator, you should know that.
Yeah, like maybe like a ice cube flowing. The straw's got to be a little bit more. Whatever. Like
you could definitely mess around all day posing this, and they probably picked one they thought was strong and went with it. But it is the beginning of whatever's happening.
But definitely an interesting take on his current drink series. This is usually people running to the washroom after drinking one of these type of beverages, but nonetheless, good work by COD and Ryan.
Yeah. Man, I'm racking up the points this week. I'm serious.
This is an earthworm gym type. It's an early worm.
Yeah.
The early bird gets the worm, right? That's the saying.
Yeah,
So this
the
is the early
early
worm
bird gets
hits
the
the
worm.
bird.
Yeah. He killed the bird.
Yeah.
Looks like the bird was a cardinal.
Yeah.
I like it. I mean, it's hard to make a worm look fierce. It's also hard to avoid the earthworm gem stuff when you're doing a worm, right? You're always going to get, or Worms, the video game, you're always going to get that.
Yeah. I mean, anyone that grew up in the 90s is going to see earthworm gem here.
Yeah.
Would you do a different color outline just to get more contrast?
I don't know. I can almost not imagine a different outline, but I am seeing like the feathers are all up against the bat, and it kind of makes it look like they're part of it more than like they're remnants of his battle. But that's a little nitpicky. The outline, what color would you make it?
I would make it. Now it would totally change the hat though, but I would make it probably like a white or silver. The problem with white and silver though, as I say that, is that it's not a lot of contrast to pink. The problem with pink is there's not a lot of good contrast colors.
See, I was thinking brown, but you're already working with like a gross animal, so you put brown in there, and like it kind of almost gets grosser.
I would almost hear me out. I would do probably like a red, and then just change the colors of the feathers to like a brown or gray
or blue bird, or
yeah,
whatever.
Yeah, blue works well with pink.
Yeah, that would be fine with me. All that said is like, I really like this logo. I think it's cool. You could almost envision the stripers wanting a piece of this. So
yeah, they got that worm off the hook, I think.
Yeah.
And it's cool to see like the evolution of Josh Voles. Like this texture, it almost looks like it's touchable, like right off the hat.
I'm a fan of his. He's one of my favorites for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, this is cool.
Yeah.
This is cool. Another black one though. I forgot to count them all, but there's a lot of black, and
I feel like I don't know. Maybe I didn't sync my camera because I feel like on one it's like dark graphite. On that one it looks black. So I'm looking at two screens, but it could be graphite and pink.
Okay.
But yeah, good job. Red Wolves.
Got to change that under, boss.
Chrome white. You not feeling it?
No, but I mean, I guess it's part of their flag, but it's already on the logo. You got to change that under. But this one I picked too. This is, also like it's probably part of the flag, but what about that outline? I know you like Volt, but
yeah, this is like a manila, like yellow.
It seems out of place. I don't know.
There's a lot going on with this. This is like Flying Fox, got the star, kind of feels Noble Northy. Flag, like color blocking Americana. I don't know. Teeth are tiny.
See, you're saying all this. I would have almost guaranteed this got through if not for the colors. But now I'm starting to doubt it. But I know, like, a lot of the voters don't think that way. They're just like, does it look cool? Yeah, okay.
It does look badass. Don't get me wrong. It's like some type of pantherish, fox, wolf type thing. I just don't know what I'm looking at.
Yeah, I mean, it's a red wolf. I guess it reminds me of like a Coyotes logo almost.
Yeah. This is like an e-gamers like logo almost, like an esports.
Part of it is that the colorway is not helping it, man. And I think there's a story to the colorway, but it's really not helping it.
Yeah, Red Wolves. I don't know.
It seems too close to something you could find somewhere else. That's my main criticism for it. I like the drawing. I think the drawing is cool looking, but the story doesn't resonate with me. I think it's something based on a state.
Okay.
And you know, it's sort of like you see this type of logo other places. Those are my critiques of, and that white under. But I did pick this one to make crits too. So I mean, it's a solid design.
Yeah.
And this guy's really good. Like he's had some legendary.
Oh yeah, Magnus. He had that I don't know if you remember. I'm sure you do remember, but like, remember when Clink randomly had like a texture week?
Oh
he
yeah,
had like that wizard with the marble.
That's casters. I mentioned that earlier. That's like a one I really freaking wish I got. Yeah,
that was like the most random week because like that was like, all right, we're gonna do some textures today.
Was the fire starters in that? That's another crazy hat with the floral.
Yeah. I think so. So they picked like 6 hats that just had different patterns. So it was the Magnus, the fire starters. Yeah, like just to mix it up. Whatever. Fuck it.
Yeah, do it again.
Yeah. I want to like this so badly, man, because he's so skilled and whatever.
Yeah, that's
like
where I fall too. Yeah.
It's just like to me, it falls short because someone like Noble North and Aurelian just set the bar so high with the wolf, with the star logo just being so clean. And sometimes you want that less is more factor. The pink and the yellow don't help it.
There's a lot of there's a lot of like color issues for me. But I guess they're all part of the story.
Yeah,
the logo
might be like an Arizona flag thing. I don't know, but yeah, it's
that's what it reminds me of too. The Coyotes.
Yeah, it's whatever it is, it doesn't resonate enough to know what the heck we're looking at. It's is he real? Is he just fading away? I don't know, but
you could recycle that face though. I mean, he's fierce looking. Recycle it into something. Assuming it doesn't make it, who knows?
Yeah, I have an issue with the teeth too a little bit. I don't know, but it's got the makings of something. He just needs to fix it a little.
It just needs a little bit more of like a visually interesting. Like this is sort of it. I don't know. I don't. It's hard to find the words, but it's sort of like unimaginative. I don't know.
It's like he's on the edge of realistic and could be some type of spirit wolf thing or something, right? Yeah. It's like right in the middle. Like we don't know if it's that or if it's like a realistic wolf that we gotta be careful of. So
that would actually be dope if he leaned into the spirit and called it spirit animal, and that'd be dope.
Yeah, he's right there. I don't think it needs the star either, but it could be something tied to the flag, like you talked about.
Yeah, who knows?
All right, cool. Good job, Magnus. Number 9, Polar Beer.
Oh,
Win Studio getting familiar with Big Flies. I don't know who Big Flies is, but good job getting.
Yeah, Big Flies is cool. Big Flies, my criticism of Win is always like it's the Billy Madison COD top reminded me about the Billy Madison blue duck. Like I just wanted to see a blue duck. That's sort of what my opinion of Win is, right or wrong. I think it's mostly wrong because I don't even know the guy, but Big Flies brings like some more ideas to it, some more concepts to it, and I think when they get together, it turns out pretty well.
Mm-hmm.
That said, this one's not for me, but at least there's a pun, or at least there's some wordplay, at least there's a concept. It looks like a polar bear.
Yeah, I mean, it's got the makings of like it's got like the bare bones of it. I don't know how strong the pun actually is.
You remember the other one, right? Where the bear was like laying in the foam, like the bear was made out of the foam, laying on its back.
Vaguely. Yeah. I'm with you though. Like the problem is like, I mean, well, the number one problem is like if we're blocked, we can't see the story, and we're not getting. Because like half the time you're like, what? And then you read it and you're like, okay, cool. I can get behind that.
Right.
So if we're not getting that part, it's hard to.
Yeah, if it's not obvious, it's like, what is this?
Yeah. And polar bears are so tough because they're white, but they're not white. So like there's parts of it that you almost think like, okay, is that foam part of his mouth? He's almost like got like a smirk on his face, and then there's not enough.
Yeah.
You know, so I mean, it's right there. I mean, he can outdraw me for sure, but
There's so many
I
ways
just
you
don't
could
know what I'm
draw it.
looking at.
Yeah, there's so many ways you could draw it. Like try to merge a polar bear and beer. So I mean, he could keep doing this till the cows come home. And I know Casey mentioned liking seeing different variants, so that's probably why this got a chance. They did one that was unsuccessful, then they tried another, and that's something to admire too. You keep
Oh,
adding
for sure.
into a different version of it.
I just need to know what, like, I need to get something to get behind, you know, like what part of the polar reminds you of the beer, and why the
Yeah, I
polar
mean, it's
bear
a
with the
frosty
beer.
mug, an ice cold beer. Who knows? I
Yeah.
mean, I'm not a drinker either, so that's working against it.
Yeah. When I think polar bears, I think Coke too, right? Not the.
Yeah, Coca-Cola. Yeah,
Yeah, like
yeah.
just like now you're just working against the red and with the blue. Like
I mean, you don't necessarily. You're really leaning into the wordplay, which I understand and do, but you could also go with something else that's polar and have it interacting with the beer too. So there's, like I said, there's endless opportunities here. But dude, I mean, now it's not always the case when he has two, but I am an analyst of the crits, and he always does well. So we'll see. It's not always the case when there's two. Sometimes one doesn't, but
yeah,
you know,
we'll see.
We'll see.
All right,
it's a good colorway. He chose a different, colorway.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of like that Washington Wizards, Seashore Blue with the copperish almost. This one's graphite instead of black, but yeah, it's a good colorway. Oh, this one's badass.
Another one, yeah.
Seamus.
Well, I mean, it's good that we're doing this now, so my disappointment can happen tonight. But I chose this one too, man. I mean, yeah.
The mint navy streak continues, but
yeah,
I got to show you something real cool. Hold on 1 second. So I've had these forever, but I got two of them. The other one's up there, but I guess one will suffice for now. But
oh yeah.
So
what is it, Jade? Yeah,
it's a Jade Foo Dog, very similar to what he has. So, I mean, I'm instantly a fan.
Yeah,
I love
that he did the Foo Dog. Yeah, that was a great decision.
Yeah, just for the aspect of it, anything that tells like good Asian story, and like this is like my Mesoamerica for like Sierra, just
Yeah, I mean, fair enough. I think I'm sort of the same way, even though I give the Mesoamerica a hard time. I guess like if I'm going to be harsh on others, like title Roar, like there's not really a story here either, right? It's just really dope ass artwork, which I mean he continues to pump out, so kudos to him. This one started as Sea Lion, and it looked like another one that similar, like it was going in a similar direction to one that already existed, but then he pivoted to this. I really like it, and I'll probably get it, but it does also remind me of Tsunami Dragon, to be fair.
Yeah.
So, but this one, I mean, again, I chose it. It's really good. I will probably buy this.
Yeah, there's nothing really tying Foo Dogs to like water at all, I don't think, at least in the mythology of it. So that part of it doesn't resonate with me, but like the fact that it does look like a Jade Foo Dog, and I've had one of them for like 20 years is
I mean,
cool.
I think that's enough. I think that's enough is to play with the green of the ocean and think about it. I mean, for sure, I think that's enough. I'm just trying to be consistent and say, like,
no, that's fair.
This
could be easily like a print on someone, like on a wood block print on someone's like house or something. But
yeah, I mean, it's dope. He does great work.
I still can't believe he does all of this and achieves all this with no outline. I know I can keep harping on it and whatever. It's
now he shows off. You got
so it's like now it's like, all right, cool. I'm on no black anywhere. Never.
No, I call him the king of texture because he always manages to get a lot of texture in there. in the same way without using outlines, you know. And they're like, you know, going back to the beginning, it's for somebody who wants to collaborate with people. Obviously, he's willing to collaborate with people. You got to kind of know what people are really good at and bring them something that they can shine with. So
one thing though with his stuff that makes it almost not impossible, but it would bring a challenge on someone who like looks at stuff with the potential of like recolor or like, you know, bringing it back later. Like it is very hard to recolor his stuff because he picks such good colors. Is like, what could you change? Like, I mean, you could potentially change the hat color, but
yeah, and I mean, it's
enough,
like,
you know?
What are you gonna do to change a mushroom cloud? Excuse me. Or what are you gonna do to change a tsunami? What are you gonna? If you change the colors of it. So yeah, I mean, he kind of works with like forces of nature. They are unchangeable.
I mean, maybe if you would like did a gray and turn it into like a cloud, maybe potentially, because they're usually made out of like stone. So like that could be a way to do it, but then like, would you run out of grays? Like he's got like 18 turquoises in here. Like this is crazy. When you really break it down, he probably has 5. But I'm just saying, like, to the untrained eye,
it gives the illusion of a ton of them because there's not like an orderly pattern. He's sort of like
yeah.
I mean, this would be on the definite buy list.
I would be upset if this didn't make it. Chef's kiss. You did a great
job. Bold prediction. This will make it.
Yeah. Well, it's definitely going to need the votes for sure. So, I mean, regardless, like,
go vote.
I like this one a lot, though. But yeah, shout out to Steven Johnson too. Shout out Samurai.
Cool guy.
Always like to catch his videos. Kind of walking around. Hey, everybody.
Yeah.
But yeah, just a cool week, man. I appreciate you stepping in. I had a little bit of a scheduling conflict with the other person. Hopefully, we get them on the show soon. But that's my fault. I've been catching up a little bit. I took a couple of days off, and then playing catching up. And all of a sudden, you look in the weekends here. I was like, what the heck?
I mean, I love talking about Clink, and my kids had just woke up, so I got to escape that and put it all on my wife, and I'm totally cool with that. Yeah, anytime, man. It's fun. It's Critz is a cruel mistress, so good luck to all these people. It's
for sure, and hopefully no one takes anything too personal. You know, we're just saying it with love, and you know, for the most part, these guys can outdraw me at least. I won't speak for you, but
I mean, I think they can.
Yeah, but all right. Any last words before we part ways?
Oh no,
where can people find you?
Oh yeah, Instagram, Creature Zoid, or with 2 Z's, or Monday Evening Critz on Monday evenings at 9 p.m. I mean, that might change, but we'll post about it if it does. For now, we're going strong, and eventually, we'll get you to do Clink Master with me. We'll lead some teams and try to.
Yeah, I'll be excited about that.
We could do something like that. And I mean, we know enough of the guys who would just do it for fun, even if.
Yeah. No, ideally, that would be badass. Like Casey is the middle of it. We get like 4 concept guys.
Yeah.
We assemble our. I don't know. We're gonna like pick sticks, or we do fantasy draft. I don't know.
Oh yeah, I mean, anybody who would be willing to do it would put their name in the hat, right?
Yeah.
And then I mean, I guess either they're all available and some people get left out, or you draw enough straws to see who's gonna actually be in it.
Yeah, because Clink Vision was fun, but then it became harder when there was so many cooks in the kitchen. I think Clink Master is the best way to do it. Like team it up and
I mean, and you could do it to make like. I mean, I don't want to be overly ambitious, but I'm sure you can make 10 designs and do a week of it on Critz and see what actually wins.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, who knows, but yeah, it would be funny to do. It would be, and the Clink Vision was a good insight on how they do things. I've rewatched it before and gleaned new stuff from Casey. So especially if he could get involved, it would be good.
That like low key, like that was one of the first times that kind of taught me like, hey, like there could be something like, because like when he started drawing on it, like he was Madden, like drawing on the screen, I was like, whoa. So that kind of gave me the inspo to like be able to do like the stuff I do now with like just mocking up on screen and whatever. It's like, oh,
that was cool stuff to see. How he transformed already good art into like something else was pretty cool to see.
Yeah, he was like a freaking like a quarterback or a coach, just like, all right, so that this just there, boom, bang, do this, drew on top of it. All right, send it back to him. Come back in 2 days, talk to me, and then the artist would come back and like, holy shit, it worked.
And that was cool too, is seeing how these different artists approached it. Like some of them brought 8 different versions of whatever it was, or which direction should I be heading? And some were absolutely sure of the way they wanted to go. So and there was, everything in between. So you could see some of that too, I'm sure. Like all these guys work differently for sure.
Yeah. No, we got to pitch Casey. I mean, we'll figure it out.
We'll talk about it. We'll get something cool, like actually, a plan if you want. So we'll get that set up.
Probably do something like me versus you versus Lane versus Paco or something.
Could do that. Yeah.
And battle to the death.
It could be 5. It could be 5, and like just say like you had Casey on board and he was willing to give you a week of Chris. It could be 5, and everybody got to do 2. Like had 2 teams or whatever, if you want to call it two teams. They could all go actually see how it ended up.
Yeah, definitely.
So
we can figure it out.
Just a thought.
We can figure it out. Just give it an excuse for us to just try something different. I mean, the regular Critz, like I love the way it is, but mixing it up won't hurt. So definitely we can talk more about it with Casey. Sure. But appreciate your time. Forever thankful for what you've done to kind of extend the Clink life and the community and the support you've shown to my channels and my endeavors. Forever grateful.
Of course, man. My pleasure.
But until next time, Donnie and Leon, we out of here.
Peace.
Peace.
Just the vandals advance with the heat, carrying the mantles in the breach. The man's hands move in advance of the reach. We expansive, you can't handle the answers. We are standard as mansions in the land.
Brought to you by VFTV.